Just to remind everyone, there's a matchmaking platform. Please make the best use of it, because while we are here in these rooms, breakout rooms, and for the master classes and workshops, there's plenty of opportunity to grab each other and talk to each other and build the businesses as well. But coming up next session is with Rosie again. It's a reverse pitching, I would say. We have 6 scale-ups pitching on the stage, and Rosie will take it from here, introduce them, bring them on stage, and tell you more about it.
Sure, I'm happy to. Thank you, Sam. I think we're slowly gathering. I think we can start, because this is mainly about the mentoring part, and our mentors are here with us. And I'd like to invite here on stage Natalia Johnson from Vassant Capital and Gregory Roll. Yes. Gregory Roll from Invest Hong Kong. Perfect. So this format will be 7 minutes for scale-up pitching, and then we'll have 3 minutes for Q&A, where our mentors can get active and ask questions, give any feedback, or have any comments. So I'd like to invite our first scale-up pitching today. Presenting, it will be e-mobility rentals. Where are you? Okay, here, perfect. So.
Thank you. Sure, we'll wait. It's always lovely to be the first one to pitch, the first time ever, after a lunch break. But we kind of insisted to be the first ones, just to make sure that everybody's still on the on the upside of the food intake. Okay, so we'll wait a little bit longer. Okay. So my name is Alina Stefan. I'm presenting the first time our project. It's an opportunity for us to break not only the ceiling of the first presentation, but also break the ceiling for the first presentation ever of our project. We're going to talk about sparking Europe's e-mobility market, and our name is e-mobility rentals. Okay, so we all know the problems of conventional fossil fuel and the way it contributes to the pollution, to the air pollution, and how it impacts our health in general. We also know what are the effects of carbon footprint and how dependent we are of it. We want to change that, and I think during the pandemic time, it happened to me, I don't know if it happened to you, that we were monitoring how the carbon footprint is decreasing. Well, now we got back to a dynamic lifestyle, and we're getting back out there. And it's time for change. It's time for a revolution, and this is what we believe. The e-mobility market is growing. It's estimated to be around 100 billion euros by 2025. And it's increasing due to the high demand and also the changing in the infrastructure of electric cars. The market is expanding and is driven by technology advancements and also by innovation in the battery technology and charging infrastructure. Governments across Europe are providing incentive, encouraging these projects, adopting electrical vehicles, not only at municipality levels, but also helping out the charging infrastructure and battery innovation. Our solution is a perfect fit for all this dynamic work, and what we do is we have a circular service in the market where not only do we have electrical cars, but we also have swap station, fast charging station, and we're working on building a future battery assembly station. This way we aim to increase the number of electrical cars throughout Europe, both in the commercial, public, and private sector. We do believe that electrical car rental are segments to be addressed and to bring advantages in B2B, B2C, and B2G segments of the market, and we are ready to approach that with our solution. So this is us. We're aiming to revolutionize the rental market by providing electrical vehicles and sustainable support ecosystem for many to enjoy. And I will focus a little bit on the sustainable support ecosystem. And these are some of the things and the benefits that we bring in the market. We are building this circular service, not only by bringing into the market the electrical cars, but also having swap stations all over the place and fast charging solutions. So we have no wasted time for charging, and this is one of the major issues when it comes to electrical cars. We include the maintenance. This is why we wanted to use it as a service. We do believe that it's a smarter way to travel, and it provides the green city and smart cities initiatives. And this way, our customers will not pay for gas and for battery recharging, given our swap stations. But we haven't started, although it's the first time we pitch and the first time we raise a fund, this is not our first time in the market. We've been in the market since 2017. We are the leader in electrical vehicles in Europe. And not only, we have two sites, one in Bucharest, one in Belgium. They serve as both serving sites and warehouses, from which we cater from the hub in Romania. We cater to the Central and Eastern Europe, and from the one in Belgium, we cater to the Western and Nordic Europe. But what we're working on right now, because there's such the market is so dynamic, we're working on expansion with the rental services. We believe that we offer a one-stop shop option, and this will be of great interest, especially to companies that have pledged towards a greener, let's say, business, and positively affect the ecosystem. Okay, so this is what we wanted to do. We wanted to take advantage of this great timing and partake in the green energy and sustainability transportation. This is the mix of our business. Like I said, part of it is the electrical vehicles, electrical rentals, the swap station, changing station, and in the future, we're working on an electrical assembly line. The way we look at the market and who we consider our customers, like I said, are all three: B2B, the courier, the food and delivery companies, ride sharing, and corporate. The B2C, our direct clients from rentals, leisure, and entertainment, and municipality, local governments, utilities, and green city initiatives through the B2G. The market is it's huge right now, but it's also very dynamic, like I said. What we are looking at is from the 4 million euros where we're actually at right now to grow to the 14 billion, towards the 14 billion services available market. Where we are and what we're planning to do, we have the first strategic partnerships that is delivery services in Western Europe. They want us to start the pilot, and that will intake somewhere around 200 cars, and we want to build by the end of the year to 500 cars and continue our expansion. For that, we are hoping to raise a fund of 5 million euros. that will help us grow and expand throughout Europe and hopefully take our mission further. This is our team. We have Cosmin as a founder, Edward is here, and Ovidio as well. They're next to me. They will represent the company. I'm their advisor. And you can contact us anytime you feel necessary, and I'm looking forward to your response. I think we already crossed over to the question area.
The questions.
Hi, you hear me? Yeah, you do.
Yes.
I'm sure you do. Enjoy presentation. Thank you so much. I haven't seen a deck about your opportunity, so I may ask you quite basic questions, but absolutely important the way I see it, you know, from finance angle. So you are in market 6 years. You operate, you mentioned, from Romania and, you know, also in Brussels.
Yes.
So you mentioned you generate, the way I understood, 4 million euro as of now.
We generated, so last year in 2022 we had a revenue of 3 million.
3 million.
Yes.
So first question first, how many clients you have? I mean, do you have like one mega client who gives you majority of this revenue, or how sustainable your income is? Because as you know, it's very important not to rely on any one client, however big or small they are, because, you know, if you don't have a client, you don't have a business. If, you know, it consumes a lot of, you know, if it actually creates big share of your income. So trying to understand, so first, how many clients? Secondly, you know, you are trying to raise 5 million euro now. In return for what? How much are you willing to give valuation-wise? You know, how much your company is worth now, and how much it will be once, you know, after you attract this capital. I have more questions, but we're limited in time.
Of course, we can go into details. So the 3 million right now are mostly from B2C. We're selling on different platforms, from Amazon to most of the e-commerce platforms throughout Europe. Obviously, our own platform sells a large majority of the vehicles that we put into the market. So we were focused mostly on B2C up to now, and we want to bring to the market more on the B2B aspect, and this is why we offer this integrated services to the companies that either they're in the courier or delivery services or food and delivery services that already have a pledge to become more environmentally friendly. And this, with us, they will, let's say, simplify a lot of what will mean to make that pledge a reality. So to answer your question, we move from B2C more towards B2B, and we also open to B2G, but that's a little bit more complex to discuss, and we didn't map it in the financials right now.
Thank you. We ran out of time. Apologies, but you'll have plenty of time to network later using the Brella app or just during the networking party. I hope that you remember it's tonight. So thank you very much, and I'd like to invite our next Scaleup on stage. Thank you. Yes, big round of applause. Breath Hub, would you like to use the station here? Okay, so you have a clicker, everything works.
Hello, everyone. While we're waiting for the presentation, shall we close our eyes and just pay a little bit of attention to our breathing? Because before I start, I would like to remind you the importance of our breathing, because I strongly think that it is very much underestimated. I'll just give us a little example. We take our first breath, come to life. We inhale and exhale in between many times. We give our last breath and we die. The value of our breathing actually determines the value of our life. Because the more oxygen you have, the more energy you will have. And I would like to, first of all, before I start the presentation, would like to remind you that all of our organs and tissues and cells, including our brain, regenerate, stay healthy and well with breath. And 80% of the people in the world right now have dysfunctional breathing habits, which means, and this is what researchers show, which means Every 8 people from 10 are not fully breathing, and they do not have enough oxygen in their bodies for their bodies to function. No wonder why we have all these sicknesses and diseases around the world. So we built the world's first personalized all-inclusive breathwork app. I'm a global authority in breathing sciences field with over 20 years of expertise. I have trained over 40,000 students, certified over 2,000 breathworkers from all around the world, created a successful business, a lifestyle business, which wasn't enough for me because knowing the results we've been getting over the years, supporting people in reaching to sustainable health and well-being, I had to take this tool to tens of millions of people, and that's why I founded BreathHub. And our early traction shows that I was right. The interest to breath work is growing each and every day, and we just launched our, after the beta launch, we just launched our product around January 2022, so it's been around a year, and now we're over 31,000 MRR. We finished February with 39,000, and we're still at seed stage, by the way. We're doing our first VC round, about to finish our first VC round. We finished February with 39, around $40,000 revenue. Here's an example about how we do it, what we do. Meet David. He has high levels of stress, chronic fatigue, attention deficit problems, chronic pain, migraines. He wants to heal his symptoms, elevate his performance and well-being, like all of us probably in the room, but he doesn't want to use prescriptive medicine like millions of people around the world right now interested in alternative health. He wants a tool that is natural, fast, effective. He doesn't have hours to go to a wellness center. He doesn't have hours for meditation or other methods, so he wants to use BreathHub. These symptoms he's experiencing are some of the well-known symptoms of dysfunctional breathing habits. And these over 200 scientifically proven symptoms are in respiratory science books. They are well-known, but nobody's paying attention to how people breathe, to a learned behavioral habit. We are paying attention to that learned behavioral habit, which leads to hypocapnia and hypercapnia, respiratory symptoms, and causes all of these symptoms. So basically, all of these symptoms can be healed and eased by breathwork if you go on a customized journey, and that is what we're doing. All of these symptoms can be eased and healed by learning a new breathing habit with our unique formula, breath analysis. And he goes in the app. Let's continue with our example. He downloads BreathHub. He answers some simple questions that are backed by behavioral health sciences. We have an algorithm we created working at the back end. We understand how he's breathing, what he's doing in his breathing behavior, and then we lead him into a customized journey. He starts his 71 customized journey, listens to guided breathwork sessions, 5 to 10 minutes every day, starts increasing the oxygen levels in his blood, and starts healing and easing some symptoms. BreathHub is the only personalized breathwork app and created by breathing scientists. There are breathwork apps in the market right now. There is a breathwork app being released every week right now, because since 2 years, this has been the new thing, especially in states all around the world. People are getting interested in alternative ways to stay healthy and well, and increasing oxygen is the best alternative way to stay healthy and well. None of the other breathwork apps are doing what we're doing. None of them have our community, our expertise. I have lived with this business almost half of my life, and I have been teaching, and I have teachers and friends all around the world supporting this project. This is kind of like a community project when you look at it. It's a project developed by all of the breathing scientists around the world and breath workers, thousands of them around the world. We have breath analysis, expertise, corporate partnerships. Our business model is a subscription business model, monthly, 3 months annual plan. We also just launched a premium video platform selling certificate programs and breathwork courses. The path to 100 million is clear for us with B2C, B2B revenue and BreathHub Academy. We are going to be creating a marketplace with private sessions with teachers. We started working with physiotherapists and psychotherapists, which has been resulting amazingly because they, with the help of BreathHub, can get results much more quicker. For example, when it comes to healing neck pain, shoulder pain, back pain, breathing exercises work amazingly. When it comes to healing traumas, again, breath work. So there is a lot of collaboration opportunities. And when you think of the market, breathing market is probably one of the only biggest markets in the world because everybody's breathing. And we have an educational platform, we're doing events, building a community, and we're still in the global health, sorry for that, health and wellness market, which is expected to reach to 7 trillion by year 2025. And if you're interested in wellness, you probably know the market is already getting bigger. Consumer commitment to wellness is already increasing, and we need 0.2 market share by year 5 to get there. Here's our team. We have an experienced team. I'm Nevşa, my co-founder is experienced I'm the expert, I'm the visionary. Özlem, my co-founder, is the how. I'm the why person, she's the how person, so she's taking care of the team. She's a very experienced HR executive. She built the team, the eBay team in Turkey from scratch, so she's great at building startup teams, and we know that we need a great team to get to 100 million revenue, and we're building that amazing team. We have Mehmet, Hande, amazing advisors, a lot of other people. We have 16 full-time people who work with us, and then 11 people part-time. This is me. Our company is now in San Francisco, so give you a little bit about the fundraising, what's going on. Jason Calacanis is our investor now. He just invested a couple of months ago, so we're in the Silicon Valley area. Our company is a San Francisco-based company. We started here in UK, then carried the company over here because we're doing our first VC round, and the VCs over there are much more interested. We're almost through our round, actually. We are raising 2 million for an 18 months runway to spend half of it for performance marketing and growth, because we've been decreasing acquisition costs by 15x since the past 6 months. Our acquisition cost is now $10, and our lifetime value to acquisition cost is 254%. 254%. And now we are very ready to grow and spend it on performance marketing, although me and myself look at growth holistically, because we believe if you don't grow holistically using all other options, growing organically, helping the community to support this project, we are not going to get to where we want to get to. We're raising 2 million. We're almost done with the round. We have a lead investor from LA. We have 2 VCs who are following them. We have Launch Accelerator, Launch Fund investing. We are about to start StartX, in San Francisco, Stanford University, StartX, maybe you know, because we need to work with StartX Med, doing research and creating white papers. We know the results of what breathwork can get. We have a lot of research on breathwork, but we do not have research about Breath Hub. So we are investing on that. And here is Breath Hub. Thank you for listening. I'm looking forward to the questions.
Thank you.
I hope we're not done with the time.
Thanks a lot.
I was running
Well, we
fast.
have 1 minute
Great.
for the questions. Gregory, would you like to start? Do you have a question? Okay.
So the mic is.
It was great.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes, thank you so much for the presentation. Congratulations,
Yeah,
this is wonderful. Of course, breathing is very important. I'm in the life science sector since 2004, and I see this is very, very interesting because of these special times, especially in pandemic and the anxiety and all the things and so on. But my question is like more related about your scale-up phase, because you say you're from UK and then you do something in America. Often is the question, how about your resources? You know, you cannot. First, you have to digest your home market, and then you spread the wings and so on. So how about your resources, capabilities? What will you do with the money? You already mentioned this with marketing. And the second and third thing is you have competitors. You show them this is nice. And when I see your revenue model, I mean, let's be honest, normal guys, they are rational. Normal guys say, you know what, I'm not sick, I don't use it. And if they're sick, maybe they have an anxiety week, then they say, you know what, I just joined this for 1 month. And then I don't do this again, you know. These are the guys. So my question is then also related. First was the resources, second is the target area. You mentioned a VC guy, a senior, a middle-aged man, you know. You say, okay, in the last third of my life I should take care, but the young guys, they will not take it, you know. So the third thing is how you see your future, because I think it will work. You will make some revenues, you will be fine, you can penetrate the market, but I question this a little bit because it can be a wave, you know, so you have to differentiate yourself to the others.
Thank you, great questions. Yeah, I've been actually hearing the same similar questions for the past 1 month from many VCs, and I do understand the source of those questions. So the first thing is, we are growing right now in UK and US at the same time, and because we were able to, which was a surprise for us, we were able to decrease acquisition costs much more faster in US than UK, and because a lot of people already know breathwork over there and are users of breathwork, and there is another app and another app, we think we can grow much faster in US, although we are growing here in UK as well. And I'm going to continue with the third question because I think that's very important. So meditation and acupuncture, so for example, meditation and yoga, these can be trends in my opinion, but acupuncture or especially breathing can't be a trend because breathing exercises have been used for hundreds of years and we're all breathing. And breathing exercises are not actually an exercise, and the fact that anybody and everybody can do it is huge. It's like anybody and everybody can't practice yoga. Everybody can't and don't practice meditation. There are still people who think meditation is too spiritual. But anyone, right now in this room, anyone can practice 3 or 4 minutes of breathing exercise. And to come to the other questions, our retention, although we're in the health and wellness space, you probably know that in the wellness space, the churn rates are high and retention rates are low. Our retention rates are 63%. So because we are experts in this platform, we know our customers by heart and we know how to keep them on the platform. So it's like that's our secret to success. And I am certain that will increase the retention rates. And our churn rates have been decreasing between 9% to 10%, which is very small, churn rate for B2C wellness platforms. And the answer to that is breathwork. I don't know if any of you have ever tried a breathing technique, but the thing is, with breathwork, other than all of the methods, because your oxygen levels change in less than 3 minutes, it is so powerful and you get the results fast. So most of our users have been using the app 3 to 4 times a day, multiple times a day, and our aim is to become people's ally. Because if we are talking about an alternative way to stay healthy and well, and that has been my mission as long as I knew myself, helping humans reach to sustainable health and well-being by giving them the most powerful natural tool on earth, which is our breath. If we can be people's ally in life, if we can be the platform they go to, for example, when they feel tired. Did you know that you just need 3 minutes to boost your energy instead of drinking coffee? Actually, you will feel like you just drank 10 cups of coffee after 3 minutes of breathwork exercise. It's like, it's really so simple, so fast. Yeah.
3 minutes for the
I can go on forever, as you see. That's the end. This is the advantage of being an expert. Thank you.
Yeah. So sorry, it was a great presentation. Thank you so much. Big round of applause, everyone. Thank you. I'm so sorry, but the time is limited, but it was so nice to listen to you. And now, let's welcome our next scale-up, and it is Procurance. Where is Procurance? Right here. Here's your pitching tool,
Thank
1
you.
and 2, and as soon as your presentation appears, the clock starts.
I can start in the meanwhile. I don't need the presentation. So, hi, my name is Matt Zaleski. I'm one of the co-founders and CEO of Procurance. We're a company, we're a software company in the market of procurement and quality management. So completely different stage from my predecessor. We're not as exalted, let's say. We're really down to earth on that level. What we do is basically help companies have a transparency in their internal processes, and make sure that they're ready for the future. So the product that we have is called Meerkat. And like the real life animal, we're just looking out for risks in the supply chain for our customers. And risk is what this whole thing is about. It's basically companies are facing very complex supply chain, high level of volatility and risk out there. They have been facing the same problems in the last years. It's only in the last 1 or 2 years everybody has become aware of that, even the lay people. But the problem is that companies need to react very fast in an agile manner to the problems that they have in the supply chain, and they need to adjust their supply chains, and it's anything but. So if you look, and I'm going to do some basic introduction here because it's a very specific topic. If you look at the big brands right now, they give you this smooth marketing image that everything is working fine, but if you look under the bonnet, it's anything but. It's a whole mess. So they don't deliver you those great products because of their great processes. It's despite their processes they actually manage to deliver a car to you in the first place. And we're basically we're giving them an integrated platform which sits on top of the ERP systems and on top of all the other additional systems that companies have, so for the procurement and for the quality management departments. And we bring all that data together for an extra transparency level, and we help them collaborate between the different departments, because all of them have this silo mentality. They don't talk to each other. So you would think that as a basic person, if you buy something, it's of low quality, then the next time you purchase something you will change the supplier. That doesn't happen in real life in companies, because they don't know, they don't talk to each other. And we help them collaborate also with the suppliers, because usually with all the IT systems that are in place, the IT departments is like with Dilbert. They don't allow companies to communicate across the borders, things like SAP and so on. So that's why where we sit on top of all of that. And we help them managing their supplier portfolio. We help them in a basic source-to-pay processes. But we also help them with things like innovation management, so like innovation sourcing from the supply chain as well. So in the end, it's not as glamorous as the B2C. But the good thing is once you acquire a customer, they're yours forever. So our first customer, Vestas, the wind turbine manufacturer, we started 2012. They're still with us. So once you get a customer, it's there pretty much forever. And then our question is, of course, if it's not glamorous, why should you invest in the first place? And I've got a hard fact here. So our direct competitor, Coupa, was taken off the market for $8 billion just in December. We have about 70% overlap in the functionality. They're simply bigger, they have more customers, but on what we deliver, it's very similar. And you don't really have to believe me or my word. We have external auditing companies that compare the solutions in the market. We've won pretty much all the top awards in procurement area in Europe that we have. So the finalists of procurement leaders here in UK, by the German Buyers Association, Polish Buyers Association. Spenmat is a US company. We also have customers across the board, so both from the US and from Europe, some multinational companies with billions of turnover in the market. So where we are, so what's our strong points? And first of all, we are very strong at product development, very fast and very flexible, so we can develop new functionalities for our customers within weeks, actually 3 to 4 months for a tendering application, for example. And we take it and turn it into a standard product that we can sell to others. So this is how we've been financing ourselves so far. We had a startup capital from the founders, and then all of the other development to get to that point where we are came from our customers who pay for the initial development, and then we sell it to others. We also have a very low cost base, so with below 30 people, we can do what our competitors do with 500 people, because it's not rocket science. So you need to have a very detailed know-how, and there are very few people in the world who have the know-how, But once you do, you can very quickly develop those kind of applications. And where we are right now is we're kind of this German-style company where we focus on product quality as opposed, let's say, to the American style where you focus on marketing and have a lot of hot air behind that marketing. And that's why we're actually looking for investors because we have about $1 million in turnover right now. And we've done that with me doing sales for 2 days a month. And we're looking for salespeople, basically speaking, to restart the process. We have a great product, but we didn't have time to focus on sales because we focused so much on development. And we're looking for a Series A right now, about 2 to 5 million, preferably with an investor who understands procurement. Because if you just look at our P&L, we're not going to agree on a valuation. Yeah, you have to look at what we have, what our competitors have. On that level. On the market size, just to give you an idea, again, this is not the great worldwide market, but if you look at the big multinational companies in Europe, there are about 20,000 companies that are of the right size and complexity. Out of that, about 30% still don't have anything whatsoever. So that's out of the box about 1 billion euros ARR available, yeah, because as I said, once you get the customer, you keep the customer unless you're really bad, but that's not us. Thank you.
Perfectly in time for the questions, and I can see that Natalia is ready to ask it. Go ahead.
It sounds interesting. I'm just wondering, you know, like you mentioned, you actually wear a lot of hats. Like you found it, you are selling, you are making great. My kind of cautious side is, and I do like what you do, and I think you are a maverick, you know. Can someone steal your idea? Like, is your software has any sort of protection, any sort of patent? I know in software it's not possible to have it, but why do you think, if I may challenge you, that once you get a customer, you keep the customer? You mentioned about your competitor who is a very sizable company, the way I understood. Yeah. What if they don't act ethically and they decide, either to you know, take your key people, you know, it's like you are competition to them, you are inconvenience to them in a nice way.
And that's the benefit of being a B2B company. The organizational effort to implement an application like that, it takes a customer 1 to 2 to 3 years to integrate all the systems, and they don't want to do it again, ever, basically speaking. Yeah, so that's why it's also, nobody steals customers from each other unless the company really goes down. So like there was a company called Synertrade, which really went down the market. Nobody likes them because they haven't invested into their products. But in general, once you have a customer, the lock-in is extreme. And our customers are also winning awards with us. So they can't get it with the other providers. And companies like Coupa, you just get out of the box whatever they offer to you. They might treat Microsoft as a big enough customer to do something for them. The rest of them, that's it. Yeah. Whereas we can you actually show the presentation for a second? I can show you a backup slide just to give you an idea. So we develop about 70% of our software together with our customers, and whenever a new customer comes in, we continue doing the developments. That's also one of the reasons why we need money. One for sales. One, I think I've got a pipeline of ideas, at least for the next 3 years, and we need money to go faster with this one. So this is the functional scope of our software. So from supplier management, strategic procurement, product quality, project resource management, and so on. Yeah? And all of that is co-developed with customers to meet their needs, because they continuously come to us and say, we looked at the market, there's nothing out there. Yeah? The next thing we're doing right now is a price negotiation software where we've got inflations and so on. As suppliers, they deliver 1,000 products to you. They give you the new prices, 1,000 at a time, and you need to negotiate that, and you need to put it into your SAP. Right now, it's all done using Excel. And nobody has that kind of solutions. We're doing that, yeah.
I understood. Actually, like, you've got amazing energy to get it through. Like I give you feedback as investor because I do pay a lot of attention on non-financial things, and one of them is very good reserve of energy, and you clearly have it. I like your, you are maverick. The way I view it, it's a compliment. Just in case, if someone take it any differently. I wish you best of luck. I understood and I am convinced why your customer will stay with you, because if you make process of changing customer too painful, in a world where people are time poor, yes, it's a catch. And if you provide quality, it's absolutely a catch. So I think it's a very right approach to keep a customer.
It's actually a feature of a market. That's a nice thing. We didn't even have to invent it, but that's a stick that's there, and we dangle a carrot because they know they can do with us what the others can't provide them with.
I just have a comment.
Yep.
I think you make many things right. You're doing a good job. My comment is just like, then you have partners, multinationals in Europe and America. How about Asia? Could you expand in Asia? I work for the Hong Kong government. I would like to see in Hong Kong. Thank you.
Gladly, we even have it in Chinese right now, but it's more of a, you need to have the presence. So that's the point. It takes money to make money. That's why we're looking for investors to be able to do those kind of things.
Perfect. Big round of applause for Procurance. And now I'd like to invite onto the stage City Nomadi. And you're approaching us. That's perfect. So here are your pitching tools.
Thank you.
1 and 2. And you've got the timer right there.
Yes, all right. Good afternoon, my audience. My name is Merja Taipalemäki. I come from City Nomadi, Finland. I'm the CEO and founder of this company. I have a drone photograph of one of our clients in the northern Finland. It's a hospital site, and why I took it, it's a very nice picture from the December. The sun is very low, but we are creating a digital twin out of this area, and I will explain you why. So, what is our product? We create digital quality passageways or corridors, if you like, around the areas and sites which are beyond the Google map. Meaning that when there is one street address, but there is a vast site behind it, we are able to guide, maintain, and give a wayfinding tool for any of the stakeholders who will be able to be there. And often these sites are sites and areas where there are thousands of people on a daily basis. They are visitors, patients in hospitals, employees, they are maintenance and delivery staff. Our technology slide is here, and you can see that we have a SaaS service running on mobile info screens and laptops, and it's based on the map interface. We are able to handle both outdoors and indoor maps, and you can see that there is this wayfinding from point to point, which is totally manageable, it's totally updated and maintainable for our customers. We have several verticals. In my presentation, I'm more focused on the hospital sector. It's one of our best verticals. We are also market leaders in parks and in events in Finland at the moment, and we are looking across to Europe, of course, to a number of countries. But why did we pick up hospitals? Well, the hospitals had a perfect and clear market demand for us. And there was an NHS study in UK in 2019 that pointed out that even 5% of all the doctor's appointments were lost. And it's a very big amount of money wasted. And when you are having other meetings, other appointments with doctors, it will be doubled easily. We have created 4 benefits for the hospitals. So it's not just the guidance. The guidance is important so that the patients are on the right time, on the right places. And that applies to logistics, that applies to each of these venues we are working with. Secondly, we are creating and developing the smart mobility with our customers so that the turn time within the area is as short and efficient as possible, and all the stakeholders are able to find their way very efficiently. Thirdly, there is this net zero issue, the green economy. How do you want to pronounce it? It's important for the property owners, it's important for the real estate owners, but it's also important for the companies that operate around the area. Each of them want to keep the carbon footprint as small as possible. And the fourth issue is data harvesting. With our application, our customers, the property owners, are able to harvest data of the mobility, the smart mobility, and use it for the further purposes, to smarter plans, for the area usage, for smarter people flow, for smarter traffic flow in the area. And the data is exclusive. It's not given to Google. It's not given to any third party. So they are really able to trust that it's GDPR compliant. As I told you, we are the market leader in Finland already, and we are focusing on the Nordics. Of course, the countries are quite similar to each other in many ways, but also we have identified only just the one vertical, the hospital sector here, in UK, in France, in US. So even in Europe, there are a big market opportunity. Our estimation for one hospital is about 50,000 euros each, depending on the case, depending on the size of the area. And then we also raise an annual recurring fee or monthly recurring fee according to the contract. So, which way? So this is our growth plan. We have been bootstrapping, but we have managed with our revenue. We are looking for the lead investor. Our technology is very strong because we have been developing it for about 10 years. We have also learned about the market. We have learned about the map services and other applications on the field. So we are able to place ourselves on the competition landscape. And this year our aim is to threefold the last year's revenue, and we have a quite how would I say, challenging growth plan, but we believe that if we get an investment, we are able to boost our sales and marketing, which is the target for investment. This is our team. We have CTO, which have been on board from the start. He is leading the research and development team. Then we have CMO, who's been on board also for a long time. And then we have two efficient teams, so I think that we are able to build on then the existing teams. So thanks very much for your attention, and I'm sorry I got over time.
No worries. Big round of applause. Thank you so much. And now let's move on to the questions. Who'd like to start? Natalia, go ahead.
Hi. So I have several questions, if I may, and just, maybe I overlooked certain part. So when I look at your team, it looks like you've been already at least incorporated in 2009.
Yes.
And then I see your figure, revenue 250K USD in 2022, which I assume is actuals.
Yes.
And the way I look at it, it's like quite a biggish gap, or, 13 years. And revenue, you kindly mentioned that, you are a leader in Finland. And while revenue to me, and I apologize, I don't want to come across as rude, but I'm direct and curious, looks smallish.
It is.
For the leader.
It is actually, and we have been stuck. So we have been stuck within the market. We have been stuck with a kind of an egg and a hen problem. We don't have the capital to grow growth, and the Finnish market is quite small. So we have been struggling in arguing our service into the market. We have nearly 300 business customers, but when we started, we created informative and interactive maps for culture, for events, for municipalities, for tourism. And those are very fragmented industries. But now when we have this technology and we have developed it further on, now we have found market demand for this kind of a wayfinding thing we are doing at the moment. And also by that, we have got, how would I say, better quality of the customers because they are paying more.
So 750K, it's an estimate, I would assume, because obviously 2023 just started.
Yes, but we are following it at the moment.
Following it, yeah? And how much are you raising?
Well, actually, we are looking for 1 million euros at the moment to start. And I think that's something the lead investor would be agreeing. So this is the target.
And, how are you going to spend this money?
Well, actually, mainly on sales. So we have quite a nice understanding of the markets around the globe, but especially in Europe, especially on our target markets, Sweden, France, and UK. And we have a network there. There's a lot of potential. So we would spend it on marketing, but mainly on sales. Because the R&D is coming, we will invest, we will pay the R&D costs by revenue. So that's...
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Big round of applause once again. Thank you. Okay, are we ready for our next scale up? And it's Omnia's. Looking around. Here it is.
Thank you.
Okay, you've got a timer right there. Feel free to start. Good luck.
All right, 3 deep breaths, and good afternoon, London. My name is Lucas. I'm a CEO and founder of Omnias, the phygital channel for physical retail. Back in the days, retailers had much easier life. They basically had to take care of the consumers inside the stores. With the appearance of the internet, they started to spread their competence into the online. With the appearance of the social media, this gap have increased, creating today something what's called multi-channel. Multi-channel means maintaining 2 strategies, 2 teams, 2 different sets of the KPIs. Time to change it. Omnias will bring all the stakeholders back into the one single omni-channel experience. So how does it look like in the practice? We mount our SDK inside the retailer app. The store clerk in the morning scans the shelf in order to analyze the shelf. The consumer, at the same time, engage all the products with the interactive content in order to play, see the 2D, 3D content, have the gamified interaction through the loyalty points. On top of it, We turned this entire store into a one big media hub in order to drive the new revenue streams for the retailers, but also enable the data for the brands. We commercialized this product in 3 pillars. The first one is done and dusted. The only thing which we're doing here is to scale it. We're working today with the clients like Asahi on a global contracts, but also Excludes or Carher. Second product is the product which we've been baking in a garage for the past 2 years, focusing on the computer vision algorithms in order to enable live feed of the product inside the physical stores. At the moment, we're in a test with the 5 different retailers. The third product, the layer of the consumer layer added on top of the store phygital, is being this year contracted with the largest convenience store in Europe. So, Omnias is the B2B enterprise SaaS platform run on a subscription model pay per store with the flywheel effect created between the retailer, brands and the consumers. The retailer benefit is to enable the new media ads channel and drive the revenues through the higher engagement of the consumer. For the brands, is to monetize the marketing budget with the clear ROI inside the physical stores. And for the consumer, it's all about the personalization. Summarizing, we drive more traffic to the store with the gaming. We increase the sales with the personalized offer. The retailer does not have to invest in expensive cameras or robots because everything is driven directly from the mobile phone. And this enables the new revenue stream directly from the physical stores. The team is being managed by the 3 of us. Myself, I'm coming from the retail background, I'm Polish. Mark is Swiss, coming from the agency, marketing agency background. And Kalin, Romanian, brings more than 10 years of the AI and AR experience. We're being patroned or advised by the best AI expert in Poland and a team of 30 people, mainly at this stage on the R&D team. We started this journey 3 years ago with the POC in Singapore on the 22 stores, which led us to the grant obtaining for the computer vision algorithms. Last year, we have confirmed with the consumer tests in Żabka. Żabka is the largest convenience store, 9,000 stores in Europe, that the consumers will pay to play. And based on the first week of the March, this is the contracted, confirmed ARR for this year. When it comes to our competitors, we're looking at the key benefit per stakeholder, and we bucket them into the 3 areas. User experience in a physical stores, the shelf analysis, and the AR brands experience for the consumers. We want in 2025 be available for every retail chain. In order to deliver on this, we have put our own capital into the business. We also obtained the grant. We're running our first institutional equity round with the follow-on and the next rounds in order to exit to the major phygital player. When it comes to the round, so the investors, we're looking for you. We're looking for your competence in evaluation journey growth. And please stay on this competence because we will do all the rest. This money, we've already collected 50% through the convertible notes in order to finalize the platform components, service the current 4 retailers and 8 brands, and prepare the pipeline for the next year, leading us to the MRR. And the only commitment which we're looking from you is the follow-on next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So let's move on to the questions. I can see that Gregory from Invest Hong Kong has one.
Yeah, thanks so much. So I like retail business because I'm from Hong Kong, and Hong Kong is like a logistics hub, retail hub, and also a bridge to Asia. Coming to your company, I saw the first outline. You have several things, several businesses. Of course, it's retail. You mentioned 7-Eleven, other things, you know. But then in the beginning picture, it was something with agriculture, like or augmented reality and so on. So the first question is about resources always, you know. If somebody has too many solutions and then has a small team, let's say, how can you do this, you know? So second thing, you mentioned also markets. I mean, you're starting in East Europe and then you do Europe and then you do America. So I think you should also outline more about your team and also the scale-up phase. So this is the second thing. And the third, you mentioned Web3. I mean, Web3, I have other ideas with Web3. This is like metaverse or other things, you know, the blockchain, NFT thing and so on. So yeah, therefore I was very not confused, but a little bit amazed that you mentioned Web3. So important is, can you tell me more about your team and about your scale-up journey?
All right, so answering to your first question around the 3 commercial products. All the products have the same denominator, which is the augmented reality, and 90% of this denominator lays in the computer vision algorithms. This product shares the same platform across the 3 products, and it has a different purpose, because each of the retailer is looking for the different purpose when it comes to the communication. With some of them, we start from the gaming. With most of them, we go with the B2B solving challenges on the shelf. But some of them comes to us in area like in the durable goods in order to address the conversions. So that's the first area. Second area, when it comes into the team and spreading how the team is being managed in these 3 products, is that we run the R&D team where the core baseline of the algorithms is sitting on the second product, and it's being, this engine is being used for the 3rd product, which is the consumer driven. The mention of the Web3, it's one of the definitions of the Web3, which is still shaping, because depending who we ask, right, will be 3D model, decentralization, blockchain, yes, NFTs as of today. But the key over here that whichever it's going to happen, whichever way this Web3 area will go, it will go 3D. It will go immersive, and it will require the infrastructure where all these solutions will have to land inside. And we provide this infrastructure for the retail stores.
Yes, thank you so much. That's great. So regarding the Web3, it's very interesting because normally there's kind of philosophy of decentralization. You know, the Web2 is like the Google, Facebook guys, where your own data, you're not actually having this, you're not the ownership, you know, they make money with your data. So the Web3 will be like decentralization, where small groups can actually create values, even artists and so on. So therefore I was amazed. So I see more Web3 more on the other area, like NFT. But thank you so much. It's very great to hear from you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The consumer tests on-site, inside, etc. And they actually launched 2 different gaming solutions in order to support this investment, and they've decided to go forward.
So I understood now. So
Data-backed.
Your customer is business, not retail.
My customer is a B2B, yes. We're a B2B enterprise.
I understood. I understood fully.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Big round of applause once again. Okay, and we have arrived to our last scale-up pitch of the day and of the event, unfortunately. So I'd like to invite Prosoma to join me here on stage. Perfect. Let's give some round of applause to get some energy flowing. All right. And there's a clicker.
Hello, I'm Emma and I'm a co-founder of Prosoma, a company that works in digital therapeutics and specifically in oncology. Our mission of the company is basically to try to reach as many cancer patients and provide mental health support for them after the diagnosis. As we all know, cancer is extremely stressful and it's a horrible thing to happen to anyone. Yet because of our lifestyles and improving diagnostics, 1 in 2 people technically will get diagnosed with cancer over their lifetimes. So it's a massive growing problem. And I'm sure everyone in this room knows someone who has been affected directly and indirectly by cancer as well. So it's a massive area that really needs support, and I think that it's been fantastic to see over the past few years since COVID that really mental health is in the spotlight now. Everyone understands that mental health is as important as physical health, and in many countries, people are coming to a conclusion that as in the same way that you wouldn't expect for a patient to pay for a mental health solution, in the same way that if they broken a leg, for example, you wouldn't expect anyone to go to the NHS and pay for that. So I'm really, really proud to be working on this project. We started it in 2018. I have to say that it's been incredibly rewarding for me to be a part of this project, especially that our first group of patients is female cancer patients as well. And I have seen myself firsthand that female cancers can be very unselfish. Usually when you talk to them after diagnosis, the first reaction is, oh my God, what's going to happen to my children? How am I going to tell my husband? How am I going to tell my mom? So it's really been great to be able to provide a scalable solution for them that will support them when they're thinking about other people quite often. So where are we at right now? We have now, we've started in 2018, we've had some initial investment, we had a couple of grants from the Polish government as well, and we now have a working product. We're running 3 clinical trials, one in Germany, one in Poland, and in the US, that are all coming to completion in the next couple of months. We also are going through reimbursement pathways, and we are a CE certified medical device. We're going through the DIGA process in Germany, and we're gearing up to start our FDA process in the US as well. So why is this important? I think I don't have to convince anyone here that mental health is a crucial area and that being diagnosed with cancer is extremely stressful. But not only that, it's also more costly for the providers, for the healthcare systems, if this care isn't provided to the patients directly. It has been shown by many research studies that not only it requires more emergency care, it requires more hospitalization, but also the treatment adherence is much poorer when patients are feeling depressed, which shouldn't be surprising because anyone who has suffered with mental health issues will understand that when you're depressed, even if you don't have any physical ailment, it will affect you and you won't be able to sometimes even have a shower, let alone follow a very stringent new situation with a treatment plan to follow. So this is an application. I'm quite happy to say that it's been tested by many, many UX trials in all of the countries that I've mentioned, and we have worked with cancer patients from the start of the project, and we have included their feedback at every stage of the process. It's CBT based. We are going to be using it as upselling tactics as well, not only just to provide it to healthcare systems. We're currently working across different countries as well to be able to provide that support. So our first partnerships are coming in. We are partnered with Techniker Krankenkasse, which is one of the biggest insurers in Germany, and we're also partnered with Daiichi Sankyo in Germany too, on a partnership that will educate doctors and help us prepare for the DIGA process. We are running clinical trials, as I mentioned. There are 3 RCTs, blind RCTs, of course, and we expect final results soon, but from initial UX trials, not only the patients really enjoyed it, using the app, it was helpful to them, but within the first clinical trial results, the cancer-related anxiety and depression is lowering as well for all groups. This is our team. I have started a company with Marek Ostrowski, who's a psychiatrist, in 2018. We are very good friends from school. Actually, we've known each other for 21 years, and we've been working on a startup project for 5, so I think it's the biggest testament of our friendship to date, possibly. We have a very good international board of investors, but also of partners that are working across different hospitals and different hospital chains and have a lot of experience in this area. What's our business model? I think that's the money question here. We are planning to go through the reimbursement pathway. So as I mentioned, we're going to go through the FDA process in DIGA in Germany. And in the meantime, we have a plan as well. So as we all understand, especially in medical devices, this process takes a lot of time. So in the meantime, we'll be working with smaller pharma partners, insurers, and any smaller providers that are interested in developing new digital therapeutics with us as well. So where are we now? We're already in several hospitals in Poland, in Germany, and we are working with the first hospital in the US as well. We are working with Daiichi Sankyo, which is a massive win for us because we're testing a new model of doing a 360 care with a pharma product, which is Enhertu, which is actually a revolutionary chemo drug for breast cancer patients. And we are looking for investment to be able to scale. So our plan is to go for smaller providers now as we gear up for the FDA process, and the same situation exactly in Germany. So we'll be looking for about 6-7 million investment now to scale internationally and to retest our models that we're already introducing in these locations. There is quite a few different products on the market that are similar to ours, so there is some competition, for sure. However, I believe that ours is the most comprehensive, and it's a toolbox. So it's not meant to be a mental health device like Headspace or Calm. It's meant to provide you with complete program that a psychotherapist would go through with you if they were going through the process. There is massive potential in digital therapeutics. I think that as in the past we were talking about digital banking products and online banking, now it's just banking. I really believe that the same thing will happen with healthcare. So we won't be talking about digital healthcare in a couple of years, we'll be talking about healthcare in general. This is our financial as well, so if anyone would like to talk to me about this in detail, I'm available. I have a big bag in my room if anyone wants to go to an ATM after this talk as well. And thank you.
Oh, thank you. Natalia, I can see you have a question.
Absolutely, and a lot, and I'm just very mindful I have 3 minutes, and answer including. So where I see, I like a lot projects in terms of what market it address, what issue it's to actually deal with. Mm-hmm. It's a massive, it's global, absolutely. Where my confusion a bit is from what I've heard, as far as I know, to start being commercial in this particular field in US, you absolutely have to have positive result from your trial before anything can be introduced in US hospital, for example. So the way I understood, you are still awaiting, result from the trial in US. However, you already have a first customer in US, which is US hospital. That's one sort of contradiction I see, and maybe you can also address it later, but that's what I highlight as a point. Another point is, you can get very successful with this business if your trial is positive outcome, right? You absolutely can scale. But now you're looking to raise capital in a situation when we don't yet have clarity whether it will be yes or no with results. How can you convince investor to part with their money in the current particular setup? Do you expect that they have to be prepared in the worst case scenario just to write off money off, just like charity rather than investment? Because to me it's like a prototype stage yet. Thank you.
I wouldn't necessarily want to agree with that. We've been working on this project for quite a long time. But how we're going around this is, first of all, we're looking for an investment towards the end of the year, and all of the clinical trial results will be available. I can tell you as a spoiler that they are positive, so that's why we're continuing with this project as well. And the way how we're going around it in the US is that there's so many different endpoints and data points that not only hospitals but also pharma partners are interested in, that we're currently rolling out with Rutgers University. We're trying to work with Cedars-Sinai on the basis that we'll be looking to do new clinical trials with them. So there's massive interest in that area, and there's also money from them.
Yeah, just like a very quick follow-up on your response. US is the most difficult market to actually have trial results, including in this field, to be approved. You have to go through lots of rounds before you actually sign off, you are okay to go into market. So that's sort of for me like where I see a bit of a tricky situation, and I would personally, if I am you, if I'm a share, I would look for this portion of money not from private equity guys, not from VC guys, but probably from different governments. You were successful to get 1.7 million from your slide from Polish government. If I am you, I would just target very different, different organizations who can give you this funding until you actually get positive result, that yes, you are good to go, and then you have fantastic proposition to investors. Then you come for money from a position of strength. That's how I view it.
Sure, and I can't really share the results right now because the studies are not finalized and it's against our ethics board to do that, but they will be positive basically. We're just working on publishing now.
I just have an add-on question, because most important is for me, for example, if we talk about like Polish market, German market, is the reimbursement by the health insurance. So normally when you get approved, and it will work, then you have a carrier with the health insurance. So will you go for that?
Well, we're already going for health insurance in Germany. So we've signed 2 contracts recently, one with Techniker Krankenkasse and another insurance company that shall not be named until next week. In Poland, it's not really our target market. We've been given a lot of money from the Polish government, and we're working with the Ministry of Health to do a trial of how a DIGA system could work there. But actually, we've decided as well that we've been given that funding from the Polish government. We want to offer it to as many patients as we can have for free at this stage.
Thanks a lot. We ran out of time, but once again, big round of applause.
Thank you.
For the Scaleup Prosoma, and I'm sure that you can network later. And that would be it when it comes to the Scaleup Showcase. So thank you very much. And once again, I would like to express my gratitude to our mentors here, Natalia Johnson from Vazant Capital and Gregory Roll from Invest Hong Kong. Thank you. That's it from me, and I give the microphone back to Sam.
All right. I think you may need to